My name is Priscilla Dominguez. This is Mariana Ariano, and this is my mother. Uh, Today we will be going over uh, perpetual set, conflict styles, self-fulfilling prophecy, listening style, emotional management, confirmation bias, relational dialects, rebuttal tendencies, social roles, gender roles, relational identity. So, what relationship are you going to talk about today? Family, or relationship, or lover, side chick?
A love relationship.
A love relationship?
Let's try that.
Okay. So, I'll be asking you some questions. I'm gonna explain the definitions of these, and then you're gonna just respond. So perpetual sets is like a set of beliefs and expectations you have for how a social interaction is gonna occur, and so like from past expectations or what you think is gonna happen. So sometimes it kind of blinds you in a way, and it makes you focus on other things, or makes you think that conflict is going to go in a certain way. So, does that make sense?
Yes.
No?
Yes.
Yes. Okay, so how do these expectations and beliefs and past experiences affect you and how you communicate in conflicts?
From my first relationship to my second relationship, it's totally different. I don't like conflict.
Okay.
So a lot of the times I stay quiet. And that's me just trying to not have any arguments, any fights because of it.
Okay, so I think maybe you sort of misinterpreted it. So it's like a set of beliefs and expectations for how each interaction is gonna occur. So when you encounter conflict, so this is what you expect is gonna happen when you encounter a conflict. So depending on the situation. So do you have any experiences specifically where you can say that this expectation from your past experiences and just how you expect it to go continuing has affected how you kind of solve or avoid these problems? Was that a lot?
Yes. It was very hard for me in my past relationship to say I'm sorry.
Okay.
Because I saw it as a sign of weakness.
Okay.
Where now in my current relationship, he's the one that always says sorry, and it's very difficult for me to say sorry, and I think it's something that I bring from my past relationship to where I feel vulnerable when I am saying I'm sorry.
Okay. Would you say that it's caused a lot of friction, and is there a few instances where you remember this expectation of how the conflict's gonna go has kind of manipulated the situation in a way where it kind of...
It has.
Okay. Do you want to go into some instances?
Like where I have to say sorry?
No, just where where your beliefs of how an interaction is gonna go, how...
Yes, I always hope for the best outcome, even though sometimes it doesn't happen that way.
Okay, so I'm gonna explain. Okay, so we are moving on from perpetual set, and we are going into conflict styles. So conflict styles, the first one is compromising. So basically, I win and I lose a little bit, but you also win and you lose a little bit. So let's say that I wanted blue curtains, but you wanted red curtains. So as a compromise, we got blue curtains with red polka dots. So to collaborate, so there's 4 different types. To collaborate is to you have it on.
Yeah, I can show my toes.
Okay. To collaborate is to be like, I want to win, but I want you to win too, and I don't want to lose anything. So we both get what we want. So in that case, to collaborate would look like I get a red curtain, and then you get a blue curtain. So we both have what we want. To accommodate is where I lose, you win. So to accommodate is where you just give up everything and you give it to, you let the other person win. So in this case, you'd be like, okay, let's just do what you want. Like I don't want to fight. You can have the blue curtains. So I would be losing because I want the red curtains. To compete is I don't want the blue curtains. I want just the red curtains. We're not getting. I'm not gonna like argue with that. We're having the red curtains. So to avoid it is to not bring up the curtain debate at all. And when they bring it up, you just kind of act like you didn't hear them, or you ignore it, or you say, I don't want to talk about it, or I don't want to get into it, I don't want to fight with you. So that's avoiding. What is your first reaction in conflict? And like, what is like, for your style, what is your first reaction? Avoidance, compromising,
The third one you said.
and which one was that one? Avoiding, compromising, accommodating.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I try to avoid conflict.
Okay. Is there a conflict style that you want to have more of, or
More
that
of
you,
coming to an agreement to where we both compromise so we can both get what we want.
compromise and collaborative are different. Compromise is I lose some, I win some. Collaborative, I win, you win, we both win.
That one.
Okay. Would you like to go into some instances of your current relationship of how, maybe a quick example of like something like that, where like you showcase those styles?
Okay, so my husband and I, we are building a new home,
Okay.
and our compromise
Okay.
was if he got a bigger garage for his toys, an RV garage, then I would have my dream kitchen.
Okay.
And we compromised and we set on a house.
Is there any instances where you try to like be more collaborative, or do you kind of end up falling into the accommodating habits?
I tend to fall into accommodating habits because I'm a people pleaser.
So, we are going to go into the next topic.
How long is that supposed to be?
Huh?
How long is it supposed to be?
We have to go through all of them, so there's no.
Been 8 minutes already.
That's okay. She said we can have it for 12 hours if we want.
Okay, come on.
Okay. We are gonna go into the halo and horn effect. So basically, do you know what that is?
No.
Okay, so the halo
The
effect.
halo is I'm an angel.
Yeah, like so you basically, the halo effect is where you focus on one good quality, and you ignore like all the red flags. So imagine getting into a relationship and you're like, oh my god, he is so kind and he's so handsome. So maybe their pretty face keeps you from seeing the fact that your bank account keeps going down because he's stealing money from you.
Okay.
So, or in another case for the horn effect is that you saw someone trip down the stairs, and so now you think they're clumsy and uncoordinated. But when you work with them in class, they might have very good handwriting, but because of that impression, you kind of don't really think that they're capable. So you're focusing on one
Bad quality.
but bad quality. So, would you say that these have affected you, or have like in your relationships with your husbands, how has it affected the relationship, or like how does it show up if it applies?
I try to see the best in people.
Okay.
I try to give them more than one opportunity, second chances, third chances, as you know.
Okay.
But then you come to a point where enough is enough.
Okay. How does the halo or horn quality show up?
The halo, I would think, because I always put other people before myself.
Pedestal?
Right.
Okay.
And I always try to look for the best in people.
Okay. We are going to move on to the next one. So we are going to self-fulfilling prophecy. So the self-fulfilling prophecy is like exactly what you think it is. So basically, you believe something so hard it happens. So it's kind of like manifesting. So let's say I wanted a shirt, or I wanted a shirt, but it was purple, but I wanted it to be blue. And so because you believed it so hard, it became blue. So in a relationship, this would look like where it can either like be negative or positive. I would say it's usually in a negative way, where you're like, I'm gonna mess up, I'm gonna mess up, I'm gonna mess up, and so you believe that so hard that it happens, and that so you end up fulfilling that prophecy that you believe. So, can you think of an example of this happening, like during conflicts in your relationships?
During conflict,
Or just like how it shows up like in a relationship?
I can't think of one of conflict.
You can think of just like a not necessarily, it doesn't necessarily have to be conflict.
With Tony,
Okay.
I was like, I'm gonna marry him.
Okay.
5 years later, I was his wife. That's manifesting, right?
Mm-hmm. You saw him and and then you're like, I'm gonna
That
have
boy's
this
gonna be mine.
what's the song?
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Let's continue on.
Okay. So we are going in. Pay attention, Robert. I want you to make sure that our faces are here.
I'm busy.
Okay. We are gonna go into listening style. So, listening style is. Where's my notes?
Stop crying.
Good. Wait, I had it somewhere. Okay, let's skip that one.
Dang, you got all that shit left?
Hey.
Don't cuss on my on my thing. Okay, let's just skip. I gotta do 10. So emotional. We're gonna go into emotional management instead. So emotional management is a strategy to control your output of emotions. So it's usually based on your personal, social, and professional expectations, like in your life. So like what you believe yourself to be, what you believe other people see you, and kind of just like how you change, like how it shows in front of others. So that's like your emotional management. So how you deal with it, I guess.
Okay.
And so there is intensification. So like this is one of the emotional management styles. It's just how it like changes and differentiates. So intensification is where you kind of output an emotion more than you feel it. So let's say you get an ugly gift, and you're like, oh my god, I really love it, but it's really ugly. So you're intensifying. Or wait, no, that's different. Let's say you get a coffee from the store, and you spent $15 on it, and your husband was complaining and saying, why would you spend that much? And you're like, it's really good, I spent it well, but it wasn't that great. So you wasted your money. So you're
Lying.
yeah, so it was, you're like okay with it. You're like, it's an okay coffee, but you're putting that up more. So that's intensification. De-intensification is where you kind of put it down. So let's say that you feel really sad, but you feel really sad, and you don't want other people to see that you're really sad. So you're just kind of like, you know, it was like a little sad. I'm a little upset about it, but it's not that bad. So that's de-intensification. So you're trying to make it less than it is. Intensification is we're trying to make it more than it is. So masking is where you are repressing or expelling a different emotion than what you feel. So like the example that I gave you a while ago where your husband was saying that you wasted $15, rather than like showing the disappointment that the coffee was bad, you masked it and said it was like really good. So you're covering the emotion that you actually feel, so that's masking. And then inhibition is where you kind of just show nothing at all. So you try to be as disinterested or neutral as possible. So let's say you're in an argument and or somebody cheated on you and they wanted you to get upset, but you didn't want them to like win, so you act like you don't care at all, or that it did nothing to you. So that is inhibition. So you're preventing yourself from feeling anything. So would you what emotional management style would you say you identify the closest with throughout your relationships?
The third one you said.
The third one, which one was that one? Masking?
Yes.
Masking? And why is that?
Because there's times when he wants to do things and I do it just to please him even though I don't like to do it.
Okay.
And like I mask my feelings. Oh yeah, let's go do it. It sounds like fun.
And then you want to stay home?
Yes.
Okay.
Like today?
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if I had some questions for that one.
Alright, next one. My bedtime.
Would you say that never mind. Okay, let's go to the next one. We are going to the next one. So confirmation bias. We are going into confirmation bias. So do you know what confirmation bias is?
Can you explain it to me, please?
Mm-hmm. That's why I ask. I'm just yeah. So confirmation bias is basically when you only accept information that you think you know to confirm what you think that you know. So for example, it might be better if I say the example. Let's say I say all dogs are blue, but I only show you pictures of dyed dogs. So
Of what dogs?
dogs that like are dyed blue. So I'm saying all dogs are blue, but I would disregard all the evidence that dogs come in a variety of colors, and then just show you the blue dog. So that's confirmation bias. So I'm only taking the evidence of what I already believe to be true.
Okay.
So, would you say that confirmation bias has affected your relationship with either how Tony or my dad has kind of shown like in conflicts or just like how they go in like relationships? No? So like I guess for an example, like socially it could be that you had a good point in an argument to bring up and you're like trying to explain yourself, but you raise your voice and they're like, that right there, you're mad already.
It happens a lot.
But you weren't even mad, you're just passionate and you're trying to explain yourself and you're frustrated, but they're not really listening to you. But they already think that you're mad, so that just, they're only taking that part of what you said. So that would be confirmation bias.
Okay.
Does that make more sense?
Yes.
Okay. So how does that show in like your relationship? It doesn't have to be like anger or just in general.
Like whenever we have a discussion, he'll be like, "Lower your voice. I'm just like right here." Or when we are having an argument, because I feel that sometimes he might not be listening. So I think that if I raise my voice,
He'll
he'll hear it better because it's a different type of tone, and it'll stop him in his tracks. Like,
Mhm.
I gotta listen. Like, I gotta pay attention now.
So like you're saying that whenever it kind of shows that you feel something about the topic, like if you're not completely like level, then he's always going to take it as an attack.
Right.
Okay. All right. So let's go to the next one. Relational dialects. So relational dialects are the inherent contradictions and tensions that are present in an ongoing relationship. So some of these look like connected separateness. So basically, this will show up as you wanting to be like close, but you also want to maintain your individuality. So each partner has a different definition of that. So maybe Tony wants to be more separate and individualist, while you want to be more connected. Certainty and uncertainty is my throat. I've been talking a lot.
You're fine.
Certainty and uncertainty is the desire for consistency, predictability, and stability. The uncertainty part is where you kind of desire, like, I guess maybe that feeling of like newness and novelty. So each partner might have different definitions of that, or expectations of new things rather than just things that are the same every single day. And then for the next one, it is openness and closedness. So what you want to share versus what you want to keep private. When you and Tony disagree with that, how does that kind of show up? Like with what you want to be like connected on, or if you want to just have things the same all the time, but he wants to always do new things, or if he never wants to try like new foods, but you want to go out.
We compromise. We come to a mutual agreement.
Okay. Let's see if I got any more. Oh yes, I did. Okay, so is my face in the camera?
Hurry up. I want to hurry up and Greg and go to sleep.
Okay, so we are going to go to the next one. So there is rebuttal tendency. So the rebuttal tendency is basically where rather than listening to you, so this is another part of like a listening style, I guess in a way. So rather than kind of listening to your argument and like what you're trying to explain, they are formulating their argument in their head, their counter argument of like how to prove you wrong because they're already on the defensive, rather than listening to your points. So they're trying to like nitpick what you're saying, and they kind of not really pay attention to the full picture.
That's Tony.
Mm-hmm. So, the listening gives like a false impression of like their attention, and it kind of reduces the empathy because they're focused on winning rather than understanding and listening. So, how would you say that you have participated or like been on the receiving end of this like behavior?
It happens a lot to where I think he's listening and he's not listening. Or when I tell him that I want something and he'll be like, yeah, but then never follows through.
Yeah, he does the same thing. He says something and then does another. would you say that you have participated in this as well? Like where you kind of do
Yeah.
the same thing?
Yeah, I kind of zone them out.
You don't know.
Be like, yeah. Because I don't. It's not important to me. I just forget.
Like you've had times where you're just listening to him, but you are kind of like thinking of a way to defend yourself, but like you're not really listening fully.
Yes.
Let's move on to the next one.
Is this the last one?
What?
So
What'd she
there
say?
is. She's asking if this is the last one. Are you done already?
Yes, I'm tired. It's been a long day.
Okay.
Come on.
Okay.
Let's do today.
Yeah, let's do tonight.
Oh my fucking god.
So there is. You need to stop cussing. They can hear you better from over there.
I don't care.
Okay, there is social roles. So social roles is like how, like your place in a group. So as a relationship, this would be the expected behaviors and expectations that you were expected to kind of uphold. So I guess social roles would be as a wife. As a wife, you are expected to kind of help like be open, giving, forgiving, compromising. So those are the expectations that you are kind of expected to fill within that role. So, what kind of social roles have you expected from him? And would you say that your gender roles have affected like your relationship of like what you and him expect from both of you?
I don't think there's any gender roles that we like. Just because I'm a woman doesn't mean I have to cook and clean. We're a team, so we're both in it together. So we help each other out. For example, I cook because I love to cook,
Okay.
and he cleans.
Okay. Do you have any social roles where you expect from him? So it's like a
To
social
support me.
to support you. It's more of like a set of traits like that you expect or behaviors that you expect from him. So like,
To be kind, to be loving, to be supportive.
would you say that he has upheld that a lot, or
He has been the last couple of months.
That's
More
good.
than normal.
more than normal? What would you say brought that on? Just like, was that from recent or like just like from before?
He's always been supportive, loving, but I think more now because Dad passed away.
Okay. So, the last one. Keep it closed. The last one is relational identity. So it's kind of relational identity is what you perceive somebody sees you as. Like, so it's how you see yourself when you're with this person. So, like, when you are like a team, how does it like change? Like, how does it change your identity? And like, kind of, what do you think that he sees when he's with you, kind of thing. So it's like kind of like, it's so I wrote, a relational identity is how you feel. It's how you see yourself when you are with this person. So,
How I see myself or how I feel when I'm around him.
I guess how you see yourself, like when you're around him.
His queen.
His queen. Okay. How do you feel they view you?
Probably the same way because he has me on a pedestal.
How would you say that shows up?
Because he's constantly saying it. Very affectionate, loving, and he makes sure everybody knows.
Okay. I think that's better. Let me see what the last part of what I gotta look at.
Longer face.
Okay. Okay, so that's about it. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
You're very welcome.
And so we just talked about the rebuttal tendency, conflict styles. I think I missed one actually. Let's continue on. The last one. Okay, so there is attachment styles. I remember I wanted to get into that one. So we are going to go into attachment styles. Do you have an inkling of what attachment styles are?
No.
Okay, so attachment styles, there is 3 types. Or there's 4 types. So there is a stable attachment style. So like where you have a strong sense of self, or you grew up well, you know, your upbringing was you didn't get beat up and stuff.
Okay.
Disorganized is, well, let me go into avoidant, and then let me go into anxious. So avoidant is kind of where you kind of fear intimacy because it kind of feels like a vulnerability. So you kind of push away any sort of, I guess, positions where you could lose something. So you don't, like, an avoidant person is harder to get into a relationship with because they are going to run when they feel that sort of vulnerability, when they feel something. So for an anxious person, when they feel somebody is safe or someone that makes them happy, they're going to cling because they fear abandonment. For a disorganized person, is both. So they fear abandonment, but they also fear, I guess, being known or like being vulnerable. So oftentimes they might a disorganized person fears abandonment but desires connection. So they fear closeness but they desire closeness. So while an avoidant person will push you away if they feel even slightly unsafe, an avoidant person is going to cling to you as hard as they can because they fear abandonment, while a disorganized person might run when they feel a sense of connection because they're scared of what could happen if you could betray them or if you leave them or hurt them. But when they feel that you're giving up on them, they might come back because and cling to you because they're scared that you are actually going to leave. So what attachment style would you say you identify the most with, and what do you say that Tony's attachment style is, and how has that caused conflict or disagreements or just general differences in how you communicate?
I would say stable for both of us.
Okay.
We both our parents are still married. Well, mine aren't, but September would have been 45 years.
Mommy, I don't think you have a stable attachment style.
Why?
You don't.
You don't, mommy. If you had a stable attachment style, then like you wouldn't like be avoiding and compromising on things.
You're avoidant.
You're an avoidant.
Okay.
Yeah, you're an avoidant, mommy.
Okay.
Because like you said that you don't like to, you just like to give up. You don't want to talk about it. You don't want to.
It's not that I give up. It's just I'd rather not fight.
You're still giving it up. Because if you.
Okay, can we move on?
No, this is the last one. So, what would you? I think Tony has a anxious attachment style because he's always calling you every 5 seconds. So he's always wondering what you are gonna do, and so like in many instances where you get mad that he calls you so much, but it's only with a few things to say. So
It's not a few
when-
things, like one thing.
yeah. Babe, what color should I get the kale? Blue or green? What size?
It's are bad. Come on, are we done?
No, it's almost done. So, where when you're in conflict, you usually kind of push
I
it away.
shut down.
You shut down, so that is avoiding. You don't want to like deal with it. Anxious is where he clings harder. So when he feels that you're leaving, or that you're kind of going into your little shell, he tries to open it up because he can't handle that distance and connection.
Okay, you're right.
So, how would you say that this has affected a lot of your disagreements, arguments, communication styles, and just how you deal with things? You don't know? You don't know?
No.
Okay, well, I guess that's it. So, I appreciate you coming to my TED Talk. We just talked about perpetual set, rebuttal tendency, attachment styles, social roles and gender roles, relational identity, conflict styles, the halo and horn effect, self-fulfilling prophecy, not listening style, emotional management and just how it shows up, confirmation bias, relational dialects, and the different types of it, and that's just about it. So, this
Thank
is,
you very much.
yeah, this is about her lovers and relationships. This is a relationship TED Talk. So that's about it. Thank you for coming.
That's it?
Yeah.
Alright, cut.